Okay, hi, this is Tina Hewitt, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Adelaide, Australia. And today, it's new catalogue day, yay! And I'm going to be going through the brand new 2020 to 2021 annual catalogue. So today will be a walkthrough. Firstly, I like the word on create, share. So that's what we do, is inspire people to create and then share projects. So I'm going to do a walkthrough showing you some main features of the catalogue, and if you've had the previous catalogue you might notice some changes. So on the inside, on the first page here, we have how the catalogue is split into various sections: all occasion, love, thanks and support, kids and babies, birthday, artistic expression, and then we have the accessories in the back, and then we have a couple of symbols to look for: the 10% savings on bundle products and the new stamp sets and products. So also on this page are some samples using the brand new ink colours, which we'll get to a little bit later. Now, you might notice I've got all these little tags along my catalogue. I do this every year so that I can find sections and particular items of interest when I'm looking for them in the catalogue. Okay, so just turn over the next couple of pages. So we have this section here is just highlighting some of the techniques that are shown in the catalogue. So we have two-step stamping, using markers, stamping off, creating patterns, masking, and heat embossing. So if you refer to those pages, you'll see some other samples on those techniques. Okay, there's always a welcome message from the co-founder and board chair, Shelley Gardner, and these are photos of her family, and it's in the pocket page scrapbook album. So the next page, this shows you some of the gorgeous punches and dies we've got for different flowers, and that's in a rainbow of colours that you'll be able to see throughout the catalogue. And on this side, it highlights the punches to make quick cards and dies to add some wow factor to your projects. Okay, the first section here that I've got a tab on is for kits, and there's 3 different types of kits in the catalogue. So on this page we've got a couple of all-inclusive card kits. So they actually include a stamp set, the cards and envelopes, a block, a little stamp pad, a little ink spot, and some embellishments and die cut shapes. For the new stamper or somebody that just wants to make a set of cards as a gift, these are ideal, and they're good value because you get 15 cards in a kit with everything included. Okay. Next we have a project kit. This is really, really lovely and gorgeous posies. Just love the colorings on that. I am a purple girl, so I like anything with shades of purple, lilac in there. So that has a kit with cards and envelopes and some die cuts and ribbons. But then to finish off the cards, you'll need a stamp set, and they've suggested some colour inks and adhesives to go with that. Then you have the whole kit and caboodle, what I call, this is for a product medley, and there's a whole collection of products in here. So we've got some paper, designer series paper, stamp set, dies, die cuts, ribbons, all sorts of things in here, and you can even get a refill kit. So that's a product medley. Now, there are a number of suites in this year's catalogue, continuing on from last year. So we've got things like, this is what I would call a mega suite, because it's not just one bundle of stamps and dies or stamps and punches. It's two bundles of stamps and one bundle of stamp and dies plus one bundle of stamp with a punch. So, and a new feature in the catalogue is, if you look carefully, we've got these little icons for the coordinating colours for the designer series paper. Now, these just happen to be all the brand new ink colours for the year, so they're heavily featured in this suite. So I said this suite contains two bundles. On this page we have the Jar of Flowers bundle, so there's a stamp set and there's a punch to go with that. Whenever you see, here's a little tip, whenever you see an image that's got a colour around it, that means it coordinates with a stamp or a die, a punch or a die. This one's a punch, and that's the jar punch. And on this side, these flowers and leaves coordinate with the dies that go in that suite. Just love the sunflowers. And this is a huge sunflower. These are life-size images in the catalogue, so that will really dominate the card like it has here. And I love this idea, this technique. Let's just do some colouring on craft. I'm going to have a go at making one of these cards. And there are a couple of embossing folders that go with this suite as well, which I have ordered in my pre-order, so I'll be showing samples in a later video. So now the catalogue is broken up into sections. So we've got all occasions stamp sets. So there's a few different ones here. You might recognise these, carried over from the previous catalogue. The poppies from the previous one, and the tulips, daisies carried over. So this is one of my favourite things I've just got. This is a new punch, and it's actually a 6-in-1 punch. So the idea is to put a strip of paper in there. You can put a strip of 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, or an inch wide paper cardstock strip, and then you can put an edge on the end. So these dotted lines refer to each width, and so you can actually get 6 different ends on that, and for your greeting labels on your projects. So you see here they've got 2 different widths on that card, and same here. And here's a collection of pre-cut labels ready to go. That's a great idea, like that. So we're just continuing on through the all occasions section of the catalogue, and this is another good all-round suite called the World of Good suite. So if you've got your travel scrapbooking to do, there's some absolutely gorgeous papers in here that will coordinate with travel albums, and they're also very good for the mail cards. So there is a stamp set and die bundle, Beautiful World, that go with this, and that's really good for mail cards as well. And then we're still going through the all occasions. So and yeah, so of course this little section is Let's Hear It for the Boys. So it groups the male or masculine stamp sets together to give you some ideas there. Okay, so when you go through the catalogue, you'll find colour palettes for various projects, and so they've listed the colours used for these projects here, give you ideas, colour combinations, that sort of thing. So we're still going through all occasions. Magnolia, that carried over from the last catalogue. and some more carrying over from previous catalogues. And yeah, so there's different tips and things. So this is a tip about using the Stamparatus to create a pattern, and they use the hinge step stamping technique. So of course this set here with the different tiles is perfect to do that sort of a design. Hinge step stamping, show the technique, and you get this lovely geometric design for a card. I think it's great. Look at that. That's right. Now for all the animal lovers or pet lovers, we have Playful Pet Suite, which is on the top of my list, and I have my cat. I like this picture here where there's a cat on the table with the cards. That's cute. There's some great designer series paper and stamp set and dies that go in that suite. And yeah, and then you can coordinate with the dog and the cat punch from the previous catalogues as well. So that's handy there. Still in the all occasion one. So yeah, there's some really, every time you have a look in here, you see something different. Oh, like this. Look at this. So much happy bundles. So you've got this lovely word, and yeah, and you can cut them separately, and you create these great layered cards and use the balloon dies as well. So there's tons of interesting things in here. Let's have a look. Yep. And this is a nice little section here. Step it up. So you can if you're not confident in creating lots of layers of card, you start with simple cards, and then you can build up, step it up, and add a little more elements as you go. And that's a suggestion there. And this is another symbol that you'll see in the catalogue, and that just means that this stamp set and bundle were designed in collaboration with a top earning Stampin' Up demonstrator. So that's that. Okay. This is a gorgeous bundle, Blossoms in Blooms. It's a really big, beautiful die, and there's 2 layered dies on that and big stamps as well. That's another one. That one's coming shortly for me. Okay, we're still in the all occasions section, and I put a little tag here for the Christmas stamps that carried over from the previous catalogue. So a few ideas there. There will be another Christmas catalogue coming out later in the year, but if you wanted to start your Christmas cards early, then we do have some options available. Okay, now one of the other suites, the Ornate Garden Suite. Now this one came out in April, so we as a early release, and these are the colours that coordinate with this suite. So we've got a new colour, a bumblebee, and some continuing colours that go with it, with the paper. And this is a mega suite as well. So there's 2 bundles of stamps and dies. Really lovely. Okay, and we keep going through. Now we're in the love, thanks and support section. So there's different stamps that coordinate with those ideas, and there's just different ideas on every page as you turn, and there's lots of tips and tricks along the way. So you can see what has been carried over, and then they suggest things that might, if you like these sort of things, then you might like these dies to go with them. And there's a technique how to stamp off. The stamping off is also called second generation stamping. So it means you ink up a stamp once in solid, or in the first generation as you do, and then stamp it lighter shade without re-inking onto your project. So you can stamp off onto a piece of scrap paper or something like that, or your grid paper, and then stamp onto your project with the lighter colour. Just add steps. So this is the butterfly set that we've had for a little while. Here's another sweet peony garden. So stamp set dies, vellum doilies, designer series paper, faceted gems, diamonds embossing folder. Oh, that looks interesting. Shimmer ribbon. Now, if you wanted to get all of those, because they all coordinate together, instead of going through each page in the catalogue and writing down the numbers for the individual items, there is a one number that you can use to organise, to order the whole set, whole collection. So that's there, and when you order the whole set, you still get your 10% savings on the stamp and die bundle. So that's an easy way to order if you're looking for that. Yeah, the beautiful flowers, can't go wrong with that. And there's another little technique, an idea about our water painters, and we've got a set of 3, so you can do some watercolouring to create backgrounds for your stamp images. And you don't need to be an artist to create beautiful backgrounds. So continuing through the love, thanks and support section, there's, it tells you, just gives you hints for other things that you might want to use for these projects here. Cute. Love this. Okay, there's another sweet. Whale of a Time. That's nice, a nautical one. Now that one is a paper die set and stamp set all together in a suite. Okay, we'll keep going through these. Here's the kids and babies. So we've got cute animals, cute helicopters, trains and cars. And now we're going into playing with pattern suite. This is an interesting suite. It's very artistic, I would say. So we've got some geometric and arty paper, designer series paper down there, and we've got some alphabet dies, fairly small alphabet dies, and it's great that we've got some back in the catalogue, and there's patterns, stamps that you can create interesting backgrounds with. Stamparatus will help out there. So yeah, so we're in the birthday section. So we have different ideas, and here's a little suggestion for new stampers. So we've got some just all everyday birthday sets, and gives you some ideas for simple cards to get you started, get you on your stamping journey. And yeah, so we're continuing in the birthday section, and we have the same years. Love these cards. So, and also it includes retirement in there. Now, Forever Greenery Suite is a just gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. So we've got the Forever Fern bundle, which includes stamps and dies. And we've got embossing folders, laser cut specialty paper, gold laser cut specialty paper, gold hoops, designer series paper and some trim to go with it. So this has got lots of lovely shades of green. And then if you go over to the next page, you've got this bundle with the stamp set and the dies. Now, if you saw my unboxing video, you would have seen me show these dies and stamp sets and just how gorgeous they are in real life. Okay, now just going through the artistic expressions section, and lots of lovely ideas here. On this page we have, hold this up so you can see a little bit better. This is the list of all the distinctive style of stamps that are available. So that's a very unique type of stamp, that where you ink up on one colour and you get the various shadings and depths in just stamping once. So that is a exclusive to Stampin' Up idea, and they're just beautiful. Okay, there's still some new ideas coming through here. I like this idea, really like that. They've taken this image here and stamped it repeatedly on this piece of paper to create a brickwork look in the background. So it's just lovely ideas, and you could do that on the block. You probably don't need the Stamper Artist to do that one. Okay, still going through the artistic expressions, and this paper I showed in my unboxing video. This is called the In Good Taste Designer series paper. So we have lovely wood grain and tiles and texture backgrounds that you could choose for masculine cards, and you got it really very gender neutral, I would call it. Really lovely, very versatile. And again, got some great ideas here. This one where they've cut out various shades of the wood grain is in one of the dies in the Tasteful Touches bundle, and creating that background. That's great. It's fabulous. Love it. Okay, and if you're like me and you can't bear to throw away your little strips of off-cut cardstock when you're making cards and cutting down layers, here's the perfect idea of what to do with them, is to stick them all together on a piece of paper or another thin piece of cardstock, and then trim off the ends, and then use as a feature on a card, and you can create a lot of those ahead of time, and then you've got quick cards to make when you need them. So wow, it just keeps going, and we're still in the artistic expression. So this is where you've got your building scenery stamp sets like we've had for a while. This is, I think, the final suite in the catalogue, Artistry Blooms. So this has got an enormous die that you can do all sorts of things with. That's on my wish list, and there's a beautiful coordinating stamp to go with that. And this is also on my list. I can't order it yet. That'll be one of my early orders, I think. Perfectly plaid perfect plaid builder. So you can layer these different sections onto card. So that's another great one for masculine or gender neutral cards, all occasion cards as well. And there we've got some nature themed. Love these textures. Great for creating backgrounds is another one. And then I've put a little tag here so I can find my background stamps. I love background stamps. So they're as big as a card front, so that you can just create just I love that background. Just create something different. So it'd be interesting to see how they did that. So I've inked up different portions of the stamp with different colours, and then put that onto the card front or the panel there. Or these new ones, stacked stone, camouflage, dry brush. Yep, that'll be added to my collection shortly, I think. Okay. Oh, and I think we're at the end. Yes, we're at the end of the stamps and things like that. Now we're going into the tools, the colour collections, and all the other things that you need to create your cards and other projects. So we have a sort of like an index for the colour section. So we have the cardstock, the stamp pads and ink refills, Stampin' Write markers, watercolour pencils, designer series paper, Stampin' blends, ribbon and trim, and embellishments. Now, our Stampin' blends used to be all listed on one page in the previous catalogue. So what they've done in this one is actually included them into each colour collection. So when you're looking for a say Bermuda Bay, you can choose the cardstock in the A4 classic stamp pad number there, the refill, and the Stampin' blends combo pack there. So not all of the colours are available in Stampin' blends yet, but so we've got quite a few in each collection, more than enough to keep you going with your colouring anyway. So that's the collections with the new in colour, the 20 to 22, and then last year's 19 to 21. So they will go to the end of till next year and then be retired, and we'll get the next lot of in colours. So, okay, this page we have the assortments for the colour collections. So you've got the refill bundles, the Stampin' Write markers, cardstock bundles, by 12 cardstock assortments, designer series paper assortments for the main colours, and then the in colours, and the stamp pad bundles, and then our watercolour pencils. And if you wanted to get all of the many marvellous markers in one kit and caboodle, then that's what you need there. Okay. Getting there now, we're getting onto the tools and things like that. So we've got the organising tools to organise your stamp pads, markers, and bits and pieces. And now I've got a tab in here for the colouring tools. So we have our embossing powders, Versamark, stencils or decorative masks as we call them, embossing paste and the tools to go with that, shimmery crystal effects, shimmer paint, wink of Stellus, all the sparkly stuff there, stays on, water painters, memento, spritzers and blender pens, which is different to the Stampin' blends. And then we've got on this page sponges, daubers, uninked stamp spots, sprayers, and our white ink pad. And there's also a classic Stampin' spots assortment. Okay, now across these pages we have all of our designer series paper. Now most of it is 12 by 12. It will state whether it's different size. So these are all 12 by 12, 12 by 12, all of those. And then on this page, that's 6 by 6, that's 12 by 12, that's 6 by 6, and 6 by 6. Okay. Now on the tools section, we've got our trimmer and the scoreboard, and replacement blades for the trimmer, paper basics and packaging. So there's our little boxes, and cellophane, or gold laser cut specialty paper, which goes with the Forever Greenery suite, and that's absolutely gorgeous. And we have our basic A4 shimmery white, very vanilla whisper white cardstock, and the thick cardstock, 12 by 12 cardstock, and a new cardstock which is rainbow glimmer paper, and as well as watercolor paper, vellum, and note cards and envelopes there. If you're into scrapbooking, we have some Memories and More, which is cards and pocket pages for scrapbook albums. And the thing with the Memories and More card packs here, you could use them for your scrapbooking, or you could use them to make quick cards as well. So it's a couple of sections, a couple of sets there that's really useful to use. And now we have all the lovely embellishments. So it's where you get your rhinestones and the other bling to go on the cards, just to add that touch to your projects. And we've brought back the snow globe shaker domes from the holiday catalogue, and we have our new mason jar shaker domes to go with the jar of flowers stamp set. And okay, we've got our tools here. Take your pick tool, most versatile, useful tool in catalogue, and we've got a refill to go with that, and snips, and the bone folder, and this is a brush tip to go on the Take Your Pick tool to help to get all the little pieces from your die cutting. Okay, it's moving right along, and we've got these two pages show all our ribbon, twine and trim. So some are in, there's a couple of combo packs in there, and lots of colours for the different colours papers that we've got. Okay, very important adhesives. A couple of new things to note here. We've got, we don't have snail anymore. That's been replaced by Stampin Seal, and we have Stampin Seal Plus, which is a stronger adhesive. So that's for when you're making boxes and little bags and things like that. It'll help to hold it together. We still have our tear and tape, which is for those people that like to use double-sided tape for creating boxes. And now we've got foam in different forms. So we've got our foam strips, we've got dimensionals, including black dimensionals. Now we've got foam sheets. So you can die cut your letters or the other dies out of foam, and so you don't have to die cut it 3, 4, 5 times and stack it together. You can just die cut it on the foam, and you've got a nice thick piece, and it's sticky on the back, so that's even better. So that's handy. And on this page we have our blocks, stamp cases, and cleaners for cleaning your stamps, the rubber or the polymer stamps. Okay. And on this page we have our stamp apparatus and all the accessories that go with that. And then on this page we start with the punches. So we have some circle punches, and then you go page, and these are all our punches. So these are all life size, so that's what you get. And then we have punch bundles. So this is handy. So when you are looking for one of the stamp sets and punch bundles, like an index here at the back, and so it shows you some more samples for each bundle and where you can find the stamp set on what page. So this is exciting new equipment that's coming soon to Stampin' Up, our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. We've got 2 of them. We've got the large one and a mini one that you can take with you. They both fold up, so I'm really looking forward to getting those when they are available. And of course on this page we've got the accessories to go with it if you need any extra plates to, for the machines. Now the die cutting and embossing machines, now we've got our bundles, die bundles, and so we've got like an index of the die bundles that you can get in the catalogue with samples of each bundle. There's quite a few in there. Some of them carried over from the last catalogue, so we've got the Mountain Air painted poppies, and then we've got new ones as well. And where they've got this little icon here, says they will fit in the mini cutter machine, as well as the big one, of course. But that's a handy touch. So if you just want to get the small machine, you'll be able to use quite a lot of these dies in those. You won't be able to use that one because the Butterfly Beauty, that's a really big die, so it's probably wider than the machine. And the same with the bag, they're all dressed up. But you know, if you wanted a small machine, you've got lots and lots and lots to choose from. And these are all the other dies that you can use. Some of them have been around for a little while, but they've been reconfigured so that the package will be so you can show them how they fit into the small machine. And these are our embossing folders. So we've got some new ones as well, and we've got some three pairs of embossing folders that are designed for the mini machine. So that's handy as well. Okay, that's the end of the embossing folders, all the tools. Now we get on to hosting. So if you wanted to, if you loved all this stuff in the catalogue and you wanted to host a party, a get-together, you do one in-house, depending on the restrictions, of course, or you can do one virtually online, or you can just collect orders from your friends by showing them the catalogue, and we call that a catalogue party. And then when you collect your the orders and you put them all together in a party order, then you get some Stampin rewards. So you can get some freebies to you can pick from the catalogue, or you can choose to get one of these stamp sets that are only available to hosts, as we call them. And this page here is just a very brief introduction to joining Stampin' Up. So if you'd like everything in the catalogue like I do, and you want to get a discount, yeah, maybe have a sideline business, hobby business, whatever, think about joining Stampin' Up, and you will get, for $169, you get to choose $235 worth of products. So, and there also is a special promotion for June that as soon as this catalogue comes out, 3rd of June till the end of June, we have a promotion where you can also choose a bundle, so a die and stamp bundle, or a stamp and punch bundle, any of those in the catalogue as an extra bonus freebie for joining during the month of June. Okay, and at the very back of the catalogue, we've got our stamp index, alphabetical order, and our accessories index. So, and there's still ideas on the inside of the back cover and on the back cover. So it's just full of lots and lots and lots of lovely ideas. And so I'm sure you'll find something in there that you like. If you haven't got a catalogue yet, let me know. People who are local to me can come and pick one up. And if you are a VIP, you should have got one in the mail to you. If not, let me know. I'll make sure that one gets to you. If you're not a VIP, ask me and I'll let you know if you are. I hope you enjoyed video, and I will see you in the next video with some more ideas. Thanks. Whoops. Bye.